The grand hall of the Galactic Council shone with bright lights. It was the biggest room in the galaxy, with tall walls that reached up so high you could not see the ceiling. Today was special. It was exactly 50,000 years since the Council had destroyed a planet called Earth. They did not call it destruction, though. They called it the Preservation Act. Supreme Counselor Vex stood at the center of the room. He was tall and thin, with blue skin and 4 arms. His large eyes blinked slowly as he looked at the 200 different alien types who sat in the rounded seats that went up in circles around him. "Friends and allies," said Vex in a voice that echoed across the hall. "Today we mark 50,000 years of peace since we removed the human threat from our galaxy. The humans were dangerous. They were fast-growing and would have taken over all our worlds. We made the hard choice that saved us all." The aliens clapped and made happy sounds. Some had hands, some had tentacles, and some used other body parts to show they agreed. In the middle of the room, big light pictures appeared in the air. They showed beautiful green worlds with clean rivers and healthy forests. These were the worlds that had once been near Earth. Now they were safe places where alien life grew strong. "These garden worlds stand as proof that we did the right thing," said Vex. "Without humans to spread across the stars, these planets now give homes to 57 peaceful species." A small green alien with 3 eyes stood up. "We thank the Council for its wisdom. My people would never have had a chance to grow if humans had been allowed to take all the good planets." More clapping filled the room. Vex smiled, showing his sharp teeth. This day always made him proud. It reminded everyone why the Council was in charge and why they should be trusted. Then everything changed. A loud alarm sound cut through the happy noise. Red lights flashed on the walls. The big screens that showed the pretty planets suddenly turned off and were replaced by warning signs. "What is happening?" asked Vex, turning to a worker who ran to his side. The worker, a small purple being, shook with fear. "Ships, Supreme Counselor. Many ships have appeared at the edge of our system. They came out of nowhere. Our sensors did not see them coming." "Pirates? Rebels?" asked Vex. "No, sir. The ships use technology we do not understand. They are not in our records." The aliens in the hall began to whisper to each other. Some stood up, ready to leave. Others called out questions. The happy feeling was gone, replaced by worry. Vex raised all 4 of his arms. "Stay calm. Our defense fleet will handle this. We have the strongest ships in the galaxy." Just then, the big screens in the room turned on by themselves. The Council tech team had not done this. Someone else had taken control of their systems. On every screen appeared the same image. A face. It was a human face. The room went completely quiet. It was so silent you could hear aliens breathing. Many had never seen a real human before. They had only seen old pictures in history lessons. The human on the screen was a woman with dark hair pulled back. She wore a simple black uniform, with small silver marks on the shoulders. Her eyes were calm but hard, like someone who had waited a very long time for this moment. "I am Admiral G of the Human Alliance," she said in a clear voice. "We bring greetings to the Galactic Council on this special day of celebration." Vex stepped forward. His voice shook slightly. "This is impossible. Humans were removed from the galaxy 50,000 years ago." Admiral G smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "Yes, you tried to remove us. You destroyed our homeworld. You thought we all died. But you were wrong. We remembered what you did. We evolved beyond what we once were. And now, we have returned." Outside the Council building, people could see the sky filling with ships. They were smooth and black, shaped like arrowheads. They moved in ways that seemed impossible, stopping and turning without slowing down. The Council's defense fleet rushed to meet them. 1,000 ships, the pride of the Council, moved into attack position. They fired their weapons. Energy beams shot across space. The human ships didn't try to avoid the attacks. The beams hit them directly, and then passed right through, causing no damage. On the screens, Admiral G watched the failed attack. "Your weapons cannot harm us. We exist partly in other dimensions now. We have had 50,000 years to prepare for this day. Reports started coming in from across the galaxy. Human ships had appeared above every council member's home world at the exact same time. Somehow they had managed to be everywhere at once. Councillor Vex's four hands began to shake. His mandibles clicked together in fear. These were not simple survivors. These humans had grown far beyond what they once were. They now had power the council could not match. "What do you want?" asked Vex, his voice small now. "Justice," said Admiral G. "And we have come to collect it. The day of reckoning has arrived." The room was cold and gray. Four aliens sat across from Han at a metal table. Han was a human man with short black hair and tired eyes. His hands were not tied, but guards stood by the door. The aliens watched him closely. One had skin like blue stones. Another had six, eyes that blinked at different times. The third had a long neck and whispered to the fourth, who looked most like a big insect. "Tell us how humans survived," said the blue alien named Kroll. "We destroyed Earth. Our records show no one escaped." Han smiled slightly. "Your records are wrong. We knew you were coming." Kroll leaned forward. "Impossible. Our attack was secret." "Not secret enough," Han said. He took a drink from the water cup they gave him. 50,000 years ago, Earth had a space program called Deep Sky Watch. It was made to look for asteroids that might hit Earth. But it found something else. Your ships, gathering at the edge of our solar system. The six-eyed alien made a noise of disbelief. "Our ships were hidden behind your star. You couldn't have seen us." "We saw the gravity changes," Han explained. "Your ships were big and many. They bent space around them. Our scientists noticed." Han told them how Earth's biggest countries had met in secret. They knew they couldn't fight the Council's giant fleet. Instead, they decided to save as many humans as possible. "We built 3 types of ships," Han continued. "Generation ships that could travel for hundreds of years with people living and dying on board. Displacement vessels that could move through folds in space. And seed ships carrying frozen human embryos that could be born later." The insect alien clicked its mandibles. "Where did you build these ships? Our scans showed no large construction." Han's eyes lit up with pride. "Under the oceans, in hidden asteroid bases, inside mountains. Earth had many places your scans couldn't reach. We worked day and night for 5 years." He described how people were chosen by lottery to leave Earth. Families were separated. Many volunteered to stay behind so others could go. It was the hardest time in human history. "Only 15 million escaped," Han said quietly. "Out of 8 billion. We watched from our ships as Earth turned to melted rock, the screams on the radio as the last cities burned." He stopped, his voice breaking. "We remember. Every human child learns about that day." The aliens looked uncomfortable. The long-necked one asked, "What happened to the survivors?" Han explained how the human ships scattered in different directions. They couldn't stay together. It would be too easy for the Council to find them all at once. "We became 3 groups," he said. "The nomads never settled anywhere. They lived on their ships, moving constantly around the edge of the galaxy. They traded with smaller alien worlds that weren't part of your Council. The shadows were braver. They changed how they looked and lived among alien species, gathering information. Some even lived on Council worlds, right under your noses." The blue alien Kroll looked shocked. "That's not possible. We would have detected human biology." Han laughed. "The shadows changed their biology. They altered their DNA, modified their bodies. Some look more alien than human now." "And the third group?" asked the six-eyed alien. "The architects," Han said, with clear respect in his voice. "They traveled beyond the galaxy's edge, to the empty space between galaxies. They built a new civilization there, hidden from everyone. They created artificial worlds, pocket dimensions, technology beyond anything you can imagine." Han explained how all 3 groups stayed connected through secret methods. They shared knowledge and technology. Every human colony, no matter how different they became, held on to one core belief. Someday they would return and face those who destroyed Earth. "For 50,000 years, everything we did had one purpose: Our children were taught history and science. Our best minds worked on new technology. Our explorers mapped safe paths through the galaxy, all to prepare for the day we would come back. The insect alien leaned closer. How did humans advance so quickly? Your technology is beyond ours now. Han smiled. Need is a powerful teacher, and we had the strongest need of all, survival. When your home is destroyed, you learn to adapt. We found ways to bend space, to move between dimensions, to grow new worlds from nothing. He stood up, making the guards tense. But Han just walked, to the window that looked out at the stars. You cast us into darkness, he said, looking at the night sky. But we didn't just survive there. We learned to master it. You thought you were destroying us. Instead, you forced us to become something far greater than we would have been. He turned back to face the aliens. We didn't just survive. We thrived in the darkness you cast us into. And now, we've come home. The great ships of the human fleet hung in space above the council worlds. Many aliens thought the humans would attack right away. They were surprised when Admiral G asked for a meeting with all council leaders. In the meeting room on the council's main station, Admiral G stood, tall. She wore a simple black uniform with silver stars on the shoulders. The alien leaders sat across from her, their many different forms tense with worry. You expect us to kill you, G said. That would be easy. Our ships could destroy your worlds, like you destroyed Earth. But we are not like you. Supreme Counselor Vex's blue face showed confusion. What do you want, then? Justice, said G. A fair trial. We want the galaxy to know why Earth was really destroyed. We want an impartial tribunal with judges from species who joined the galaxy after Earth's destruction. The council leaders looked at each other in surprise. This was not what they expected. Some seemed relieved, others looked worried. And if we refuse? Asked a large red alien with 3 heads. Admiral G smiled. Then we show the galaxy what our ships can do. The choice is yours. The council agreed to the trial. They had no real choice. Within days, a huge space station appeared at a neutral point between systems. The humans built it so fast that many aliens couldn't believe their eyes. It was shaped like a perfect ring, with rooms for thousands of people. The main trial room was in the center, a great round space with seats for representatives from 300 worlds. Species from all over the galaxy came to watch. The oldest and most powerful council races sat on one side. The younger species who had joined the galaxy in the last 50,000 years sat on the other. In the center sat 7 judges chosen from worlds with no ties to either side. On the first day, the council presented their case. They showed old videos of humans fighting wars on Earth. They had reports about human aggression and danger. Humans were a threat to all peaceful species, said Counselor Vex. They would have spread across the stars and taken everyone's worlds. We had to stop them before they left their system. The judges listened carefully. Many of the younger species seemed convinced by the council's words. Then it was the humans' turn. Admiral G walked to the center of the room. We will now show you the truth, she said. She nodded to a person sitting in the front row. A woman stood up. She looked like one of the green, tall aliens from the Zendi worlds. But as she walked forward, her skin seemed to melt away. Her body changed shape. Her green color faded. Soon a human woman with dark eyes stood before them. Gasps filled the room. The council members jumped up in shock. I am Sue, the woman said. For the last 300 years I have lived as Zendi Ambassador Larn. Before that, I was Merchant Captain Trell of the Blue Worlds. Before that, I had 7 other identities. I am a shadow, a human who lives among you, watching and learning. The room erupted in noise. Security guards moved forward, but Admiral G raised her hand. She is not the only one, she said. We have lived among you for centuries, gathering evidence. Sue touched a control panel. The big screens around the room lit up with images. They showed old council meetings from 50,000 years ago, secret meetings that no one was supposed to know about. In the videos, younger versions of council leaders talked about Earth. But they didn't talk about humans being dangerous. They talked about how fast humans learned and built new things. "Look at their rate of advancement," said a council leader in the video. "They went from simple flight to moon landing in 60 years. At this pace, they will pass our technology in 3 centuries." Another video showed council leaders discussing Earth's resources. "Their world is rich in rare elements we need. If we wait until they join the galactic community, we would have to trade fairly for these resources. But if we act now..." Sue played more videos. She showed secret reports where council scientists admitted humans were not a real threat. She displayed economic plans that showed how council worlds would benefit from Earth's destruction. "Earth wasn't destroyed as a security measure," Sue said, pointing to the evidence. "It was eliminated for economic convenience, to remove potential competition. The council feared that humans would one day be their equals, or even surpass them." The younger species in the room looked shocked. Many had joined the council believing its laws were fair and just. Now they saw the truth about their leaders. The council representatives shifted in their seats. Some tried to deny the evidence. Others looked down, unable to meet the eyes of those watching them. "For 50,000 years you told the galaxy you destroyed Earth to protect everyone," said Admiral G. "Now the truth is clear. You destroyed us because you were afraid of what we might become." The chief judge, a wise being with golden skin, looked at the evidence again. "This trial will continue," he said. "But I must say the evidence against the council is very strong." As the day ended, the council members left quickly. Their faces showed fear. Their perfect story was falling apart, and the rest of the galaxy was watching. 7 judges sat in a row, their faces serious. The chief judge, a golden-skinned being, stood up with a paper in his hand. "We have reached our decision," he said. His voice echoed in the quiet room. The destruction of Earth was not justified. The Galactic Council acted from fear and greed, not from true concern for galactic safety. A sound like a storm filled the room. The younger species cheered and clapped. The old council members sat still, their faces dark with anger or shame. Admiral G walked to the center of the room. She bowed to the judges. "Thank you for your fairness," she said. Then she turned to face everyone. "Now you know the truth about Earth's destruction," she said. "But you do not yet know the truth about what humans have become." She pressed a button on her wrist. The ceiling of the great room seemed to disappear. Instead, everyone could see stars in space, but not the space they knew. These stars were arranged differently. These were galaxies no one in the room had ever seen before. "For 50,000 years we lived beyond your reach," said G. "You think we number in millions. The truth is, we now count ourselves in trillions." The room filled with shocked whispers. Trillions? It seemed impossible. "We have built civilizations in dwarf galaxies outside the Council's knowledge," G continued. "We have mastered sciences your best minds cannot yet imagine." She held up her hand. Then, slowly, she pushed it through, the solid metal table in front of her. Her hand passed through as if the table was just air. The crowd gasped. "Our technology allows us to fold space-time," she explained, pulling her hand back. "We create self-sustaining pocket dimensions. We manipulate gravity at quantum levels." She looked at the council leaders. "We could destroy your worlds as you destroyed ours. But that is not our way. Instead, we offer terms." A large screen appeared showing a list. First, 1/3 of all member worlds will become autonomous human colonies, where humans and local species will live together as equals. Second, the council leaders responsible for Earth's destruction will face exile to primitive worlds where they can harm no one else. Third, all galactic historical records will be corrected to show the truth about Earth and humans. The council members began to argue among themselves. Some shouted that the humans had no right to make demands. Others whispered that they should agree quickly before the humans changed their minds about being merciful. Supreme Counselor Vex stood up. "We need time to discuss these terms," he said. Admiral G nodded. "You have 1 day." The council leaders went to a private room. For hours, they fought with each other. Some, like Counselor Meal of the Trading World, said they should accept the terms. The humans could destroy us all, said Meal. Instead, they offer peace. We should take it. But others, like General Dox of the Defense Fleet, refused. Dox was tall with red scales and sharp teeth. His 4 eyes narrowed as he spoke. These humans exaggerate their power, he said. They play tricks with light to seem strong. But I don't believe they have the force they claim. Vex looked worried. But what if they do? We cannot risk. I won't stand by while aliens take our worlds, shouted Dox. Many council military leaders cheered for him. I have a plan, he said more quietly. While the council argued, Dox secretly ordered his best ships to prepare for attack. He would strike at the human flagship where Admiral G was staying. If he could kill the human leader, maybe the others would run away. 20 warships moved quietly toward the human flagship. They charged their biggest weapons. On Dox's command, they all fired at once. Great beams of energy hit the human ship. The light was so bright that people on nearby worlds could see it flash in their night skies. When the light faded, the human ship was still there, completely untouched. Admiral G's face appeared on screens throughout the council station. Did you really think we would be so easily harmed? She asked. Her voice was sad rather than angry. On the screens, everyone could see Dox's ship surrounded by smaller human vessels that had appeared from nowhere. Your weapons passed through a projection, G explained. Our actual ships exist partially, in alternate dimensions. You cannot harm what you cannot fully see or touch. In the council chamber, Dox's scales turned pale. He had failed. Worse, he had proven the human's power was real. G's voice continued. We offered fair terms. We offered peace, and you responded with violence, just as you did 50,000 years ago. The council members looked at each other in fear. Would the humans now destroy them all? Despite this, said G, our terms remain the same, but we will not wait for your decision any longer. The terms are not a request. They are the new reality of this galaxy. As she spoke, reports came in from all council worlds. Human ships had appeared over every major city. The time for discussion was over. In the quiet aftermath of humanity's greatest struggle, Tay stood on the surface of a newly formed world, watching as life began to take root. As a young council researcher, he had dedicated years to an extraordinary mission, recreating Earth's lost ecosystem from carefully preserved genetic archives. The world around him transformed from a barren landscape to a living memorial, each planted seed a testament to human resilience. Alongside him, scientists from various species worked with unexpected harmony. What once seemed impossible, rebuilding an entire planet's biosphere, was now becoming reality. Genetic material carefully stored through generations now breathed life into soil that had known only emptiness. Trees that once grew on Earth now stretched their branches toward an alien sky, while carefully cultivated plants and animals found their new home. Admiral G watched from a distance, her aging body a contrast to the vibrant landscape emerging before her. Years of conflict had etched lines on her face, but her eyes remained sharp and hopeful. The project wasn't just about recreation, it was about healing. Species that had once fought against humanity now worked alongside humans, sharing knowledge and resources. Children played on the newly formed shoreline, a mix of human and alien children whose parents had once been enemies. Their laughter echoed across the reconstructed landscape, a sound more powerful than any weapon. Each child represented a future beyond conflict, a hope that transcended the brutal wars that had nearly destroyed everything. When Yoon, her young aide, approached and asked about revenge, G's response was measured and profound. Revenge was never the true goal. Justice, understanding, and the ability to rise above destruction. These were the real victories. The memorial world stood as living proof that humanity could transform pain into creation, turning potential extinction into an opportunity for growth and connection. The landscape around them was a carefully crafted symphony of life. Oceans mimicked Earth's Pacific, with waves that carried the same rhythm of the home planet. Forests grew where once there was only rock, and the air filled with sounds of emerging ecosystems. Each planted organism told a story of survival, of hope rebuilt from genetic memories. Thousands of worlds now carried forward Earth's legacy, not through conquest or violence, but through sharing, learning, and understanding. The collaborative effort to recreate this memorial planet represented something far more significant than technological achievement. It was a statement about the fundamental nature of intelligent life, the capacity to heal, to forgive, and to start anew. Tay watched a group of young researchers mapping the new ecosystem, their excitement palpable. They represented a generation, born after the Great Conflict, who knew war only through stories and who were committed to building connections across species. Their work was not just scientific, it was a continuation of humanity's most profound legacy. As the sun set on this new world, casting colors that reminded everyone of Earth's final memories, G reflected on the journey. Humanity had been tested, almost destroyed, but had chosen a path of creation over destruction. The memorial world was more than a planet. It was a promise, a living symbol of what intelligent life could become when it chose understanding over conflict. The wind carried seeds across the landscape, a metaphor for how life spreads, adapts, and continues. Each seed represented hope, each planted organism a testament to the remarkable journey of survival and transformation. Humanity had not just survived, they had evolved, showing the galaxy a different way of existing, through collaboration, empathy, and an unbreakable spirit of renewal. In this moment, on this newly formed world, the true victory of humanity was clear. It was not about technological supremacy or military might, but about the ability to transform pain into beauty, to create life where destruction had reigned, and to build bridges where walls once stood. The memorial world continued to breathe, grow, and tell its story, a story of hope, resilience, and the incredible potential of life to renew itself, no matter the challenges it faces.